Welcome to this explainer. I want you to picture something for me. You're standing entirely alone in a quiet house. It's the absolute dead of night, and the only sound you hear is the rhythmic, heavy beating of your own heart. You've stepped into the bathroom, you feel that cold tile beneath your feet, and you are just staring into the dark, empty surface of the mirror. We are talking, of course, about Bloody Mary. It's a ghost story whispered all around the world, an urban legend that has literally terrified generations. But today, we're going to look really closely at the facts, the deep history, and the surprising science to understand exactly where this phantom comes from. You know how it goes. The midnight ritual is always exactly the same. Step 1, you wait until 3 a.m. Step 2, you darken the bathroom. Step 3, light a single candle. And finally, Step 4, you lean closer to the glass and whisper her name 3 times. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Now, maybe you giggle to shake off the tension, right? Trying to convince your friends and honestly yourself that it's just a game. But your palms are sweaty because no matter how much you try to remind yourself that it's just a silly story, there is this primal, deeply unsettling feeling that just washes over you. And it all comes down to one single terrifying thought. What if she actually appears? That lingering thought is exactly what refuses to die. It's the engine keeping this whole legend alive, at sleepovers, whispered in school hallways, and revived every single Halloween. It's that creeping, nagging doubt that maybe, just maybe, the glass isn't completely empty. Okay, let's dive into this. Where did this story actually come from? Because a myth with this kind of cultural staying power doesn't just pop out of thin air, right? It has deep roots. To really understand the terror we feel in that dark bathroom, we have to look back through history, untangling this crazy web of royal blood, ancient superstitions, and some truly surprising biology. Section 1. The Queen of Blood, a royal suspect. So long before this was a sleepover game, this story was a really rich tapestry woven across time. It doesn't actually start in the 16th century, but that is where the name firmly takes root. From ancient times, where mirrors were genuinely seen as spirit traps, we moved to the 16th century with the reign of Mary I of England, and finally down to the modern day, where it's a total staple of sleepovers and Halloween. Summoning her ghost in a mirror became one really popular explanation for the ritual. But why her specifically? Well, the answer is a terrifying number: hundreds. Mary Tudor, or Mary I of England, ruled during a time of incredibly intense, violent religious conflict. During her reign, she ordered the execution of hundreds of Protestants, and it was exactly this brutal, unyielding campaign that earned her the terrifying historical nickname, Bloody Mary. When you look at the history, it's pretty easy to see how the memory of a vengeful, bloody queen eventually morphed into a dark spirit just waiting to be summoned. Section 2. Trapped in the glass. Ancient superstitions. Let's move to and see how this builds, pivoting from a 16th century queen to much older, darker superstitions about the mirrors themselves. To find the true origin of this mirror ghost, we really have to look past the name and look directly at the object itself. For centuries, human beings have been deeply, deeply suspicious of reflections. In ancient times, people believed mirrors weren't just made of glass and silver. They thought they acted as bottles or literal portals. In fact, in some cultures, whenever someone died, every single mirror in a house of mourning was immediately covered up. Why? So the dead couldn't get trapped inside the glass. When you stand in a dark bathroom and stare into a mirror, the Bloody Mary ritual is actually tapping into this incredibly ancient, primal fear that mirrors show us so much more than just a simple reflection. Section 3. The Troxler effect, a biological glitch. And this brilliantly illustrates where the folklore gives way to something arguably much more frightening, which is science. The Troxler effect is a documented psychological phenomenon where, in dim light, staring at one point for too long causes the brain to actively erase and distort what it sees. Think about it. Your brain is a highly efficient machine. When visual input stays exactly the same in low lighting, your brain essentially just gets bored and starts filtering out the unchanging information. And this leads to some incredibly severe visual distortions. The shadows behind you suddenly shift unexpectedly. Your own facial features literally begin to blur away and melt right into the background. All of a sudden, you're struck with this visceral, terrifying uncertainty. You honestly aren't sure if you're looking at yourself anymore, or at someone or something else entirely, just peering back at you from the void. So when people claim they've seen Bloody Mary, they really are seeing a monster. But it's not a ghost. It's your brain erasing your face. It's your own mind playing completely vicious tricks on you in the dark. And realizing that you can't even trust your own eyes? Man, in some ways, that makes the experience even scarier than a Phantom Queen. Section 4. The Real Terror Within. Psychology of Fear. Which brings us to a really fascinating psychological question. If this biological glitch is really this horrifying, why do we intentionally torture ourselves with it? Well, folklorists call this game a ritual of risk. You're pushing against fear, your pulse is absolutely racing, you are testing your courage against the unknown. But in reality, it's a completely safe environment. The terror is mixed with laughter, and there is no actual ghost that's going to drag you into the mirror. It's essentially a controlled burn of adrenaline. That massive rush of fear mixed with the total safety of a sleepover is exactly why this game sticks around generation after generation. So the crucial point is, it all comes down to dopamine. We so often think of dopamine as just the feel-good chemical, right? But it's actually produced in much higher amounts when you are incredibly scared. And here is the terrifying trivia fact for you. Dopamine directly affects dreams and hallucinations. When you combine a high-stress, dopamine-flooded brain with the visual melting of the Troxler effect, you get the absolute perfect recipe for seeing things that just aren't there. People in these scary, dimly lit settings genuinely hallucinate. The legend promises you a ghost, but what the ritual actually delivers is this incredibly potent blend of history, superstition, and pure psychological breakdown, creating one unforgettable, terrifying experience. Bloody Mary isn't real, in the way the ghost stories claim, but let me tell you, the terror is absolutely genuine. And it leaves us with this final, truly chilling thought. If the monster isn't a 16th century queen, and if the ghost isn't some ancient spirit trapped in the glass, if the monster is literally just your own mind conjuring up nightmares when the lights go out, how do you ever escape it? Think about that the next time you find yourself entirely alone in the dark with a mirror. Thanks for joining me for this Explained.